Hey guys, we're back with another video today. So I'm just gonna jump right into this. I've had a lot of people on Discord, particularly for Hack the Box, talk about networking and networking issues and connecting to the VPN that's provided by Hack the Box. So what I did, I went to I downloaded a Windows 10 VMware image, and I've installed that on my computer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through installing VirtualBox and setting up the network. It's really easy. So we're going to log in here, and as you can see, it's a VM, and hopefully everything is. I've just recently updated it. Everything should be fine. So if you look here, you could see that it has one network device right now, and it's connected to my work subnet. So it's the subnet that my server is on that's currently off. Okay. So what I've done, I've already downloaded VirtualBox, but it's not installed. I already installed it and then I uninstalled it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and reinstall it, and I'm going to show you how to set up the networking. So I'm just going with the defaults here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and install. It's going to ask me if I want to install. I'm going to say yes. Very easy. And if you see here, you're going to see in a minute, there you go, it's going to pop up with another host-only network adapter. So if I type finish here, now I've got VirtualBox installed. And actually what I can do is I can go ahead now and install this extension pack. So I'm going to install this. I'm going to hit agree, yes. I can actually close this one now. And it's going to say that it installed correctly. And you can see here now that I've got another subnet. If I go to preferences and I go to network, you're going to see there's nothing here, right? So what you want to do is hit the little plus sign, and it's going to create this NAT network. And if you hit the gear, you can see it's called NAT network, and it's 10.0.2.0.24. So I'm going to say OK. And say OK. So right now I've got a network here and I've got a NAT network. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and download a Kali Linux VM. So I'm going to go to Kali Linux here. I'm going to go to downloads. I'm going to go to I want to get the VirtualBox. So I go here to the VM. I'm going to go to the Kali Linux VirtualBox images, and I'm going to download this Kali Linux VirtualBox 64-bit OVA. So I'm going to go ahead and download that, and it should download. I don't know why exactly it's showing this at the moment, but that's kind of weird. Never seen that before. Seems like there's a little bit of a problem there with the Kali Linux website. Let's try again. Actually, it could be that I'm using, let's try to get Firefox first. Let's go ahead and install Firefox. Let's see, your download should begin. So I'm just going to hit run. It's going to say blah, 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 something security. So I'm going to let this finish. Let's see what this says here. Yes, I want to run it. I'm going to close this and get rid of this over here. Has to be the worst browser known to man. Alright, so we've got our browser here now. So I'm just going to close all this stuff. What I normally do is I turn off all this crap right here. Okay, so let's try again. So if we check in our downloads here, we could see that we should see that we don't have We didn't get the Kali Linux. Let's try again. I know I was having a little bit of issue earlier with I was supposed to get, let me turn this on and see. I thought I mounted my network drive here. It should be, let's see what's going on here in the settings. VMware host, yeah, it should be right there. Let's see, shared folders. VM sharing, there we go. So there's my, we'll come back to that in a sec. So let me get this Kali Linux download going. Now normally you would reboot your computer right now, but you can see here I've got the network already done. So I'm just going to download this. Hopefully this works this time. Everything should be okay. I could always do the torrent if it doesn't work out. So there we go, it's downloading now. So we'll give this a second. This will download. See, you could see Firefox worked perfectly. So let me just get rid of this stuff. And you can see here this Windows VM I'm running, I just put 4 cores on it, 4 gigabytes of memory. This is my original network on my VMware machine, and this is the new network that's created by VirtualBox. So that's almost done. So it says it's complete. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this from here, and I'm actually just going to paste it in my documents for now. So what I'm going to do here now, you can actually just close this, and if you double click on this OVA, it'll automatically import it for you, see? So I'm going to just leave everything at the default for now. I'm just going to hit import. So what it's going to do is it's going to extract that Kali Linux image from that OVA file, and it's going to make it available in our VirtualBox manager here, so we will be able to start up the machine. So I'm just going to wait a second. While I'm waiting, let me see if I can change my wallpaper. So let's go with something different. Let's go with this diver guy. How's that? Oh, I don't want it to be tile. I want it to be, I'm going to have to stretch it out. There we go. Maybe we should do the camping guy. We'll leave the diver guy for now. Okay, so this should be done. So you can see here now it's powered off. So what we want to do is I'm just going to go in the settings here. Now if you remember, before I touch this, if we go to our preferences here, you could see under network that we've got the NAT network. So what I'm going to do is go into the Kali Linux settings. I'm going to go down to network, and I'm going to change this to NAT network. Okay. Now it says invalid settings, blah blah blah. It's talking about probably the memory, or maybe the, let's see, what do we have here for memory? We probably don't have enough, so let's just bring it down a little bit. I don't even know if this is craziness. Let's just bring that down a little bit. Let's see. So we'll just go with 2 CPU. Let's see if that works. That should be fine. So let's go ahead and hit start, see what happens. Now it says here, this probably has something to do with, so I think what we've ran into there is my memory issue. So let me log in and shut it down and give it some more memory. Or it could be the fact that I'm, doing a VM inside of a VM. So let's see what's going on here. Just gonna say no, don't show again. So let me turn this off for a second, and we'll give it some more memory. Take it at a full screen, edit the settings. So we'll give it 8. Let's check the video time. Not too bad. All right, let's try this again. So if this doesn't work anyway, at least you saw the networking side of it, but we'll try again. Let me see if I can get this to go full screen here. Full screen. So let's try again. I mean, you get the idea, right? Could not reconnect all network drives. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so this is also like a VM, so it's going to be, hopefully it doesn't shit the bed on us. Let's try again. Let's see if we can get our VM going. So let's see. Let's check our network here. So we've got that. It's all fine. All right. So let's try. Let's see if we can get the settings going here for Kali. So what do we got? So let's go. Let's go with the default 2048. We'll just go with 2 CPU. I think that's fine. That network. Okay, so it should be fine this time. Hopefully it doesn't crash the VM again. It might. So it says a fault has occurred causing the virtual CPU to enter the shutdown state. Let's see, a bug in the... Oh, so we're getting an error with VMware. Okay. So it's causing it to shut down. I don't know why. Anyway, it's probably because we're doing a VM inside of a VM. Okay, but anyway, you saw there how we added the network device. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go and uninstall this and delete that and do it on my main machine. So let me go into the settings here. It's probably because we're doing a VM inside of a VM and it doesn't like that. So let me just uninstall this. I don't even know what this is. Okay, so let me go ahead and download VirtualBox here. So we're back on my main. So you can see here, if you check my networking devices, you can see I have this one is for my office network, and then I have this one here is for my home network, and then this one here is for the VMware, and then this is the second one for the VMware. So if I go here and download VirtualBox, I'm just going to go ahead and download it and install it so you can see the... So let's go ahead and download this, and also the extension pack. Let's grab that. This should be finished. I'll turn this off. Obviously you can't do a virtual machine inside of a virtual machine. That's going to be an issue. But you saw the install process there anyway, so let me just get rid of this here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my, so you can see my network devices here. So when I install this, you'll see a new device, a new network device being created down here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit install and hit yes. And while that's waiting, I'll also download the Kali image. So let's get that. And we're going to get the VirtualBox image again. because the other one. So I'm going to hit finish. Okay, so we're going to go through the same process here. And you can see now that we have a new network device down here for VirtualBox, right? So you can see that one's VMware, you can see this one's VirtualBox. And it's a different subnet from, see this one's .56 than VMware. So I'm going to go in here to Preferences and Network, and I'm going to hit the plus sign, NAT Network, hit the gear. You can see it's on NAT Network. I'm going to say OK, and hit OK. So we're going to go ahead and we're also going to open up this, the extension pack. Hit install, same process, right? Hit yes. So we'll close this. We'll say it was successful. Now normally you would reboot your machine during this process, but it doesn't matter. So I thought I could do this on the Windows VM, but it didn't work out that way. So I guess it's because it's a virtual machine inside of a virtual machine. It probably didn't like that too much, because you're not technically supposed to be able to run a VM inside a VM. You can with Hyper-V, but there's some additional configurations that you have to set up. So that's done there now. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm actually going to cut this. Actually, let me check my VirtualBox settings here. So I'm going to close this for now. I'm going to go to Preferences. So default machine folder. I want to use a different folder. I don't want to use my C drive. So I'm going to go here to my NVMe and create a new folder. And I'm just going to call it VirtualBox. And I'm going to select that folder. Okay, so that's all good. So what I want to do here is I'm going to cut this, paste it here for now. So I'm going to import. Let's check our, sorry for the jumping around a little bit. Okay, so let's try this again. So I'm going to let this import, and it's going to import Kali Linux into the VirtualBox folder here. So we'll let this finish, and then I'll show you how to configure the network on the Kali Linux. And it doesn't matter really which Linux distro you use, or if you use Windows, it doesn't matter what operating system you use. The process is going to be the same for VirtualBox. So that's done. I'm going to go in here now and hit the settings button, and I'm going to go down through some of these settings here to make sure that everything is correct. So the one we want is the network here, and I want to change it from NAT to NAT network. Okay, I'm going to hit OK. You can see here that's on this particular subnet here, so I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to start this machine. And obviously we won't have an issue this time because it's on my main host. So this is going to start up. Just going to close that message there. And it doesn't really matter if you use VirtualBox or VMware, it's the same thing regardless. Okay, so we're going to go in here and log in with root and tour. And I'm just going to change the size of the VM so you can kind of see what I'm doing. One of the things I don't like about VirtualBox is you see how big my mouse pointer is, and you see on my regular desktop, but I don't have that issue with VMware, so it's definitely worth it to get that. So I'm going to hit OK, keep changes, and let me fix the power here so it doesn't turn off on us. Alright, so for the networking, so you can see here now, if I type in ifconfig, right, I'm on the same NAT network as what was set in the preferences here. So you can see here under the network, under NAT network, if I hit the gear, you can see it's the 10.0.2.0 subnet. And I'm running on Kali Linux 10.0.2.15. Okay? So we're on our NAT there. So let me increase the font size here a bit, and then I will show you how I'm going to connect to the where is this? Connect to the HackTheBox network. Okay. Oh, let me try to get this in a readable state here. Okay, so hopefully you could see everything here fine now. All right. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm actually going to, let's see, I'm going to get my, I should have my shared machine settings. I should have a shared folder here, so I don't have it set up yet. So I'm going to do folder path that's in my documents here. I've got my VM share. Oops. So I'm just going to VM share, select that folder. Sorry, not read. I'm going to do auto mount, and I'm going to put it in mount. I'll just call it share. Hit OK. It should have automatically mounted it for me. Let's see. If not, I'll just copy past it. Yeah, it's there. So you can see here now I've got my, I'm going to copy my OpenVPN profile. I'm going to copy it into my home folder here. So when I open up my Kali Linux terminal and I type ls, you can see that my OpenVPN profile is there. So very simply, it's OpenVPN and then the name of your profile. So I'm just going to copy past it and then hit enter. So this is now going to connect through my NAT network, right? So it's running through the NAT network, and it's going to connect to the HackTheBox network there. You can see here it's connected through NAT. So NAT, it's running through my my Intel Ethernet connection. It's not, as you can see here, there's no traffic through here. We can monitor this now. So now if I open up a new window and if I type in ifconfig, you can see here that I've got my ETH0 is on the NAT network, okay, and the tunnel is on the HackTheBox network. So now if I go to let's say, for example, if I go here to HackTheBox and I log in and I get I check the machine list. Let's go to all, and I have to go to completed, or sorry, completed, incomplete. I've completed all the boxes. I have to go to complete as well. So let's just say if I want to go to craft, for example, actually I can't do anything other than ping, so I'm just going to do ping. So if I do ping 3 times and the box of the craft machine, you'll see I get a response here because I'm connected to the HackTheBox VPN successfully. Okay, so now if I just log out here, I'm just gonna make a note of that IP address there. So now let's say I want to do bridged. So if I go here and I disconnect now and I turn off my VirtualBox machine, okay, and then I go to my VirtualBox settings here and I change this now to bridged. So now it's going to go to bridge, and I can select which one I want. So I've got my Ethernet is on Intel. So if I go there, it'll connect to this one here. If I want to connect it to my Realtek, which is my my work network, I can hit that one, hit OK, and now you'll see it's going to be on a different subnet. Before it was on 10.0.0.2 whatever. So if I start this back up now and we check the configuration, it's going to be a different subnet, but it'll work just the same. Okay, and we'll just show you here, and then that should be it for this video. Now in another video I can show you how to like delete the network completely and whatnot. Oops, accidentally resized the window there. Okay, so if I go here now to ifconfig, you'll see I'm on a different subnet. Before it was a different subnet, so now you can see I'm on the same subnet here as my host because I'm using bridged. Okay, so same thing. If I do ls, you could see that if I go to connect to my HackTheBox VPN, now it'll work just exactly the same. It's not going to be any different. It really doesn't make a difference whether I use the HackTheBox network over. Now if you see this push request, Control C, hit up arrow, hit it again, and it should connect. Sometimes it doesn't connect the first time, but it'll connect the second time. You can see here it's completed now. Okay, so I'm going to minimize this window. If I open a new window now, you could see if I type in ifconfig, you could see that I'm still connected on the Ethernet connection to the same subnet as my host. Okay, and you could see the tunnel is connected to the HackTheBox network. Okay, and if I go back and ping that machine again, the same machine, you could see that I'm getting a ping just like before. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you use NAT or the other one. Now I think I may be able to change the network with the machine going. So let me just see here. If I change this to, excuse me, Intel, it should disconnect and reconnect. Let me see if I close this, open it again. Let's see if it automatically. Yep, you can see it automatically switched now from the Realtek work network. Now I'm on the same subnet as my Intel, my home network. You can see that my subnet on ETH0 now is the same. It's 192.168.1, and you can see this machine has an IP of 242, and this one is my host is 240, right? So if I actually try to ping my host right now, so if I ping, let's see if we can get it to work. I'm not sure if my host will respond to ping or not. So let's try 168.1.240. Is that right? Yeah, probably not. It's not going to respond. But I believe the Kali will respond to ping. So let me see if I can try to ping my. Let's see, ping. Let's see if I can ping the Kali machine. And you can see that we successfully are pinging the Kali box because we're on bridged. You see, if we're on NAT, that wouldn't work because we would be on a different subnet. And you can see here now I can go ahead and I can connect to the VPN, and I'm connected here to HackTheBox. You can see, watch, I could still ping this Kali machine. It'll still work, and I can still ping the machine on HackTheBox. Okay, and you can see it's gonna work. So that's it. I hope that kind of explains to you how to set up the networking for, and my HackTheBox OpenVPN file is just set up with the stock. So if you have an issue connecting over UDP, you could just change this here to TCP. You could change this port to 443, and you just come down here to the bottom, and where it says auth, you can just change this to crypt, and you could change the one down here to crypt, and you could save it. Obviously I'm going to regenerate these after, and you can see here now, if I open up a new terminal and if I go ahead to connect to my, it'll work just the same. Okay, and you can see there I'm connected again. So if you have any issues, you can also alter your connection pack. So let me see if I can ping so I'll ping this other box here, and it's the same thing. You can see that the time as well is pretty much the same. And you can see here too, I'll also ping from my host back to Kali again, and you can see it's working just fine, right? Okay, so I hope this video will have helped you with the network configuration on VirtualBox. Okay, so if you have any issues, you can always just come back here to your host network manager, and if you want to alter this, you can alter this, but normally I just stick with the default. You can do it manually if you want, but normally VirtualBox will create it like automatically by itself, right? And it's the same thing for VMware. When you install VMware, it'll automatically create for you a network, and if you can go into the virtual network editor here, and if I want to change the settings, you could see that I have auto bridging, but I can change it to use a particular if I don't want it to use automatic, like let's say I wanted to use my work subnet, which is on the Realtek adapter, I can go here to select Realtek adapter and hit apply. It'll only connect to that particular subnet. Okay, so it'll be isolated from my other networking devices. And then on my NAT here, it has its own it shares the host IP address with the virtual machine, so it's using the host IP, and you know, it'll work just fine out of the box. So if you have an issue with any of these networks, the best thing to do, the easiest thing to do to remedy it, is to just uninstall this and then reinstall it, and it'll fix any of those connection problems that you may have. Okay, so we got 32 minutes going in here now. Sorry for the trouble with the Windows 10 virtual machine, not getting it to work the first time there, but you saw how we ran into an issue there, and we were able to come back to our Windows host and fix the problem by installing VirtualBox on our host and then enabling the different networking devices and then connecting successfully to HackTheBox. So I hope this video helped you. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. You can subscribe. I have been slacking a little bit on making videos lately. I've been busy, been doing other things. I've been spending a lot of time with HackTheBox in the lab, learning as much as possible as my time's limited. You know, I'm kind of doing some other projects at the moment, so I was trying to get a lot of time in. As time goes on, I might not have as much time as I would like to spend on HackTheBox. So if you have any other videos that you would like me to make helping you with some of these troubleshooting issues that arise with virtual machines and networking, let me know, and I would be happy to help you. You can always check as well into the networking settings here. So if you go into the networking, you can also check here, and you can see the various networking devices here as well. And I can also change the view, so you can see here we have various networking devices, and you can see here that VirtualBox and VMware create their own networking devices, right? So if I go in here and change the view, you could see that if I go into the VirtualBox, you could see the networking IP subnets and all that here, and you can see the differences between the subnets on the different virtual networking devices. And you saw how also those got created automatically once we installed. Like for example, if I go in here now, since I don't need this anymore, if I go into my NVMe and for example I delete this Kali Linux and I delete this VirtualBox folder, and I go in and I uninstall VirtualBox. I'll show you here quickly before I go. You could see that VirtualBox host adapter is here, and you could see that if I go to uninstall a program now, if I go and uninstall VirtualBox from my host, you could see that so here it is. If I hit install here and uninstall here now, I hit yes, you could see that it's going to delete that. There you go, it's gone. You could see it deleted that VirtualBox virtual network adapter that was created before. You could see now I do not have the VirtualBox anymore. You can see I only have the VMware here now, and then I have my other two network devices. So there's no more VirtualBox in the computer now, so I don't have to worry about that, and I can go ahead and empty the recycle bin from the stuff that I deleted. So I can also go and into my downloads here and delete this VirtualBox and this extension pack as well. And you can see that I've now deleted the VMware only contains the Windows and the Kali Linux that I was using before. So again, thank you for watching. I hope you guys like this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.